would like to do is turn it over to our Chief Information Security Officer, Mr. Keith Lohorn, to provide a demo of the Frontier Stable Token Testnet Faucet. And I will let him provide more details and share his screen on that. But just to quickly tell you what a faucet is, this is a manner by which anyone can go and attain a version of a Frontier Stable token that does not have a financial backing to it. So these are on different blockchain testnets, and there's no associated reserve. But this will allow, instead of having a pilot program that we are managing and we're limited in our ability to facilitate that, this is a page on our website that is currently live that anyone can connect their wallet to and go and get some Frontier Stable tokens across not just 7, but even an 8th blockchain. We have incorporated the Hedera testnet into this as we start testing that network for launch in the coming weeks. Keith, if you want me to say anything else, I'm happy to, but through the chair, I would ask that we recognize Mr. Keith Lohorn for the demonstration.
Thank you, Anthony. So yeah, we've got a testnet faucet. This allows developers, anybody who wants to learn about transacting crypto or develop use cases, a self-service tool to be able to get free testnet tokens. It's rate limited to up to 1,000 per day per chain. This will allow for someone to come to the site and choose the blockchain that they would like to develop on and receive testnet tokens.
So what Keith has prepared here is, again, he's requested 100 testnet front, that's the T front, on the base chain. He's put his digital wallet address in that field and simply hit the button to request the tokens. That transaction is already done. He now has them. So Keith, if you'd be so kind as to pull the transaction hash, which is the record of the transaction occurring, and then go to the Block Explorer for base, which is where you can see all these transactions happening in real time. We'll see what that transaction looks like. Once Starlink beams down. And while that's loading, I know Keith mentioned this is something that developers typically want to use, right? So USDC through Circle has this, PYUSD through PayPal and Paxos has it. It's a great way for developers to get on board and figure out how they can implement it into their existing platforms. And to that extent, this is very much an extension of the pilot programs we were already doing. However, we do get a lot of questions as a commission about how people can use this, what technology they need to use it, how it can be used. So this is a great way to play around with things and not really have any risk of messing up, since you can do the transactions and if something goes haywire, you haven't set your digital wallet correctly, you lose your seed phrase. That's a way, there's no loss. This is not an us problem. This is the blockchain indexer going down. So Keith, maybe what I would recommend is going back to our page and just rerunning a transaction on another chain, maybe on Avalanche. So again, it's pretty straightforward. You switch the network, you make the same request. And again, that should be done in just a couple of seconds. Again, assuming this is, yep, there we go. And so we'll go to the Avalanche Block Explorer. And if that one loads, we'll see that transaction.
Just a second.
Yep. And then Keith, as you pull that up, just don't forget before we move on, I do want to just show us at the bottom of this page as well, because we do have some instructions about where the contracts are and how to set up a wallet as well.
Just as you're working on this, I got kind of a question about, you know, if you get a phone and put VPN on it, would the blockchain wallet be behind your VPN?
Through the chair, Commissioner Meyer, my understanding is that the wallet would still be your address, but it would, if someone's tracking your IP, so it would still be your wallet address, the 0x and all the numbers behind it. But if someone was trying to monitor that, the VPN would obfuscate your IP address, i.e. where your computer is located. So it might route through Los Angeles, something like that, right?
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Yep. So this is the transaction on Avalanche. Keith, if you can make that page a little bigger, you can see the transaction hash, which matches what we had on our website. And you can see that the transaction was routed from our wallet to the wallet that Keith included. So you can see there's a transfer of 100 Frontier stable tokens. The transaction fee was 0.000059 AVAX, which I think is possibly several hundred thousandths of a cent in terms of the transaction fee. And that transaction has already been confirmed for about 2 minutes. There's been 78 block confirmations. So this stuff it's fast, it's cheap. We have it deployed on all the different networks. And that's one of the things we want to demonstrate. So again, it's not only for developers, but for anyone who's looking to experiment with the technology and doesn't want to be concerned about losing dollars that are behind it. This is a way to accommodate that. I'll note at the bottom here that Keith has scrolled to that we note the test networks that we support. We say that these are not available for purchase. They're not backed. We have the contract addresses where our smart contracts are deployed. So again, if anyone wants to see the code that actually governs these smart contracts that facilitate the transaction and govern the Frontier stable token, those are right there. And then there's links to those block explorers as well. And then finally, there's a link to an FAQ page. So Keith, you would just click that quickly. That would route any user directly to our FAQ about adding the testnet front to their wallet. Keith, anything else that we wanted to show off from this demo?
I think that was it. We appreciate your time, and hopefully people will take advantage.
Great, thank you. Any questions from the commission on the Faucet?
Would this allow counties and other state agencies to get in there and play in the sandbox and understand whether or not it would be something they'd want to contemplate?
Through the chair, Mr. Treasurer, I think that the answer to that is yes. I think that's one of the conversations we'll be having momentarily with Mr. Shell.
Okay, thank you.